Okay, so I hope you have watched the videos for 4.3 double integral in non-rectangular region. Okay, if for non-rectangular region, okay, our inside limit, okay, the inside limit is a function in form of a function, while the outer one must always be a constant. Okay, so depends, the function depends on the either you want to take dy dx or dx dy. Okay, so if it's dy dx, then your function must be in terms of y equals to fx or y equals to gx. But then if it's dx, then your function must be in terms of x equals to fy or x equals to gy. Okay, so let's look into question number 1. X squared over 2 until x squared y dy dx. Okay, the question asks to sketch the region of integration and evaluate the integral. So, sketch the region of integration is, this is the region, this is the limits. The limits are, this is the region R, and this is what you want to sketch. Okay, this one is what we call integrand. Okay, integrand ni bukan yang kita nak sketch, do not sketch. Biasa soalan dia bukan nak minta kita sketch this one lah. It's always the region. Okay, so sketching the region, you have to look back into the question. What dy means, dy is when you walk along y-axis. This is y-axis kan? Okay, so maksudnya dy is you walk along y-axis from below to above. And for dx, you walk along x-axis from left to right. Okay, so if you look into the limits, okay, as you walk along the y-axis, you will see the y equals to x squared over 2 until y equals to x. Okay, it must be the smallest value to the largest one lah. Okay, maksudnya mesti daripada bawah ke atas. The limit you have to read from below to above. However, when you substitute the value must be from above to below. That's the difference. Okay. Okay, how do you draw y equals to x squared over 2? Y equals to x squared is a parabola kan? Okay, the curve yang biasa you sebut senyum tu. Okay, senyum. The over 2 is actually, it doesn't matter because it's a constant to the x squared. Okay, it's a constant to x squared. So, biasa bukaan dia beza pada bukaan saja. Tapi bila kita lukis, it doesn't matter. Okay, because the thing is you want to have the shape of the curve, which is yang senyum lah naik ke atas. And then y equals to x is a straight line. So, you have y equals to x here and y equals to x squared over 2. Okay, and then the x is from 0 until 2. So, you have to find the value here. Is it 2? How to find that value? You solve for the point of intersection between x squared over 2 equal with x. Point of intersection lah kena cari. So, x squared minus 2x equals to 0. So, x equals to 0 and x equals to 2. So, this is 2. So, when this is 2 means the whole things here is the region R. Okay, harap nampak sebab saya lukis kecil pula. Okay, why do you have to find that 2? Katalah sini bukan 1 tadi. Let's say this is 1. Let's say, for example. Then when the question asks you to find until 2, it should be until up here lah. This is 2. So, this will be included in your region. Okay, that's why you have to find the point of intersection first. Or it may be less than that or greater than that. Okay, so for this question, it is equals to 2. So we know that the whole thing, the whole region is what bounded by the curve and the straight line. Okay, that's how you draw your region of integration. Okay, for number 2, 3, and 4 as well, you are going to do the same. Okay, now let's evaluate this integral. To evaluate the integral, okay, so we integrate the inner integration first, which is the dy. Okay, dia ada dy kan. So kita kena solvekan dy dahulu. So when you are solving for dy, means your x is constant. Okay, dia macam sama macam differentiation. It is the same when you are doing differentiation, but now it is integration lah. When you are doing for dy, your x is constant. So how you integrate constant, that how you will integrate x lah. Okay, now the x is a constant that attached to y kan. So bila kalau dia attached, it's still there. Okay, don't do anything to x first. You have to integrate y only. So y squared over 2, and then you substitute the value also to y only. Okay, so dx is still there lah. Okay, so this one what I told you, when you want to substitute the value, you have to substitute the upper values first and then the lowest value. The upper limit then the lower limit. Okay. So masukkan x, dapatlah x kuasa 2 per 2, tolak. Okay, this one will be x squared over 2 squared over 2 lagi kan. So x to the power 4 over 4 over 2. So x to the power 4 over 8. Okay, so this one you can multiply. Okay, before you do anything. Okay, before you integrate for x, multiply that one first. It will be x to the power of 4 over 2 minus x to the power of 6 over 8 dx. Okay, so integrate will be x to the power of 5 over 10 minus x to the power of 7 over 7 times 8 will be 56. 0 until 2. Then just substitute the value. Then you get 32 over 34. Okay, and the answer is 32 over 35. Okay, so that's how you do the evaluation as well as the region of integration. So let's proceed with question number 2. Okay, now I'm going to show you the region of integration only. You can do you can evaluate the integration yourself. Okay, there's answer given already, so you can check your answer. But then there's no answer for region of integration, right? Okay. Okay, so for this one, it goes from x-axis first. So this one, this x, okay? So as you walk along x-axis, you will see x equals to y first. X equals to y. Yang bawah ni dahulu. Okay, and then you akan nampak yang atas lah. And then x equals to square root y. X equals to y is a straight line, obviously. Okay, and then this one, okay, whenever you have square root, means it's half, right? The original curve will be y equals to x squared, which is again the senior one. Okay, but then it's only take half positive. Okay, the positive x only. So that one lah. So x equals to square root y, and y x equals to y. Okay, and then the y is from 1. Is it 0? Is it 1 here? Okay, kalau tengok ni, you have to find lah. Okay, try find. Is it 1? It is 1 actually. Okay, because x equals to square root y. Ni pun 1, 1, dia kena dapat 1 lah. So this is the whole region R. Okay, that will be your answer lah. And then you try to evaluate. So again, you have to evaluate macam tadi juga lah. Okay. X example just now. Now, when you want to integrate respect to x, your y is constant. So you're only looking at your x here. Okay. But then this x is attached to y kan? Okay, so buatlah macam biasa. Square root x, y is actually xy to the power of 1 over 2. Okay. Question number 3. So again, it goes to from x first. Okay. So dx kat sini. And as it walks along x-axis, it will find x equals to 0, then x equals to y. So x equals to 0, what is it? It is not the point 0 here. When talk about x equals to 0 or y equals to 0 in 2D, it is actually a line, a straight line. On either, kalau x equals to 0, maksudnya pada y-axis. This is where x equals to 0. And then x-axis is where y equals to 0. Okay, so this is x equals to 0, the whole vertical line. And then y equals to x, obviously this one, y equals to x, or x equals to y. Okay, and then the y is from 0 to pi. 0 kat sini, ambil je lah kat sini, katalah sini pi. So this is your r. Okay, pi is a constant, It's a special constant. I think I've already told you about this, okay? It is not a variable, okay? So bila constant, dia akan jadi satu garis lurus saja. Sama ada garis lurus horizontal or vertical. Okay, now the pi is on y. Okay, that will be your r. And then you have to solve again for x first. X, y constant. Okay, try evaluate. Okay, question number 4. Zero, 1, 0, x, exponent x plus y dy dx. So again, this one, it goes from y first. So y daripada bawah sini. Okay, and as it works along y-axis. Okay, it will find what? It will find y equals to 0. So again, as I mentioned before, y equals to 0 is not the point on 0, 0 here, but it is a line. So this one is a horizontal line on x-axis. Until y equals to x, again, y equals to x is a straight line yang ini, y equals to x. And then x is from 0 to 1. So ni sama macam tadi lah, cuma segitiga dia ke bawah pula. Okay. So how you evaluate exponent when you want to integrate with respect to y? So your x is constant. So actually, kalau tak nak keliru sangat, okay, if you don't want to be confused by the x plus y, you can separate x plus y in terms of two different exponent, okay? Because it is a plus, so it will be times exponent x times exponent y, okay? And then dy dx. So whenever you solve respect to y, so exponent x ni you biarkan because it will be constant. Okay? So let's say I solve it for you. Exponent x still there. Then exponent y, how to solve? How to integrate exponent y? Exponent y lah juga. Okay? Exponent, the integration of exponent still exponent. Okay? So dx 0 until x. So actually you tak perlu nak pisahkan pun boleh juga. But then sometimes students will get confused. Okay? When you want to substitute the value, okay, you sometimes don't know to substitute into x or into y. So actually, when you want to integrate respect to y, the limit must be substituted into y variable, okay, and vice versa lah. Kalau you integrate respect to x, then limit must be substituted into x variable, okay. Third, you have exponent x minus exponent 0. Again, exponent 0 is equals to 1, dia bukan kosong. So we'll have this one, dia jadi balik macam tadi tu, exponent 2x minus exponent x. Okay? Masuk, darab balik. So exponent 2x over 2. Okay, this one, it has 2 kan? Okay, the variable, the power of the exponent, it has 2x. So bezakan power dia, bawa turun ke bawah. Okay, maksudnya 2 tu bawa turun ke bawah. This one, exponent x. And then 0, 1. So we have exponent 2 over 2 minus exponent 1 minus exponent 0 over 2 minus exponent 0. So exponent 0 is actually equals to 1. Okay. So you simplify the, this one will be exponent 2 over 2 minus exponent, this one 1 over 2 minus 1 will be negative 1 over 2. So negative 1, negative, dapat positive. 1 over 2. Okay. Question number 5. If there's no questions from you, I will go straight to the next question. So if you have question, just shout, and I will try to answer your question first. Okay, evaluate R, Y, dA, where R is the region enclosed by the triangle with vertices. So your R is negative 2, 0 is here. Let's say negative 2, 0 here. And then 2, 0 is here. And then 0, 2, 0, 2 ke atas. So this is your triangle or your region R. Okay. So now the question gives you in terms of dA. So again, dA you can do dy dx or dx dy. Depends on which axis you want to go first lah katanya. Kalau nak bawa daripada bawah, then it's dy. If you want to go from left first, and then it's dx. However, in this particular question, it is easier for you if you use dx first. Okay, so kita akan guna dx dahulu. So dx dy. Okay, so when you use dx, okay, your limit must be in terms of x equals to whatever it is. X equals to whatever it is. So x becomes the subject. Okay. Okay, why it is easier to use dx? Because when you're going from left to right, you will see the whole region at once. Okay, maksudnya sebelah, kalau you datang daripada dx belah kiri, you will see this line. Okay, and then when you walk to if you walk from dx, okay, from the left dx, you will see this line first. Okay, and then as you walk along, you will see the right line. Okay, and then your y will be from 0 until 2 here lah. Okay, however, if you want to walk from y, okay, from y slightly left, you will see this line, and then you will see this line. Okay, the left line. You didn't see this right line. That's why you have to do 2 integration for dy. Plus another one which is going slightly right, you will see this line and then the right line. Then you can cover your whole region. Okay, faham eh? So instead of doing 2 integration, you can choose dx, whereby you can only use 1 integration, okay, to cover the whole region. So I hope you understand what I mean, huh? So dx will be this one first, and then this one. Okay, so you have to find the function for that straight line. The function for that straight line. So obviously this straight line. So straight line must be y equals to mx plus c, right? Y equals to mx plus c. Okay, because it does not give you the function. It will only give you a set of point. Okay. So for here, the gradient is positive. Okay, sebab dia menaik kan, gradient positive, so m tu must be positive. And then for here, the m must be negative because the gradient is going down. Okay, so how to find m? You can find m using y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, or straightly yang ini you boleh try saya tahu dah ni lah. Y equals to, it will be x plus 2, y plus 2 because this is 2 lah, the y intercept. C is y intercept. Okay, so this one will be y equals to negative x plus 2. Okay, so how to find that one? You have to find m first. Okay, so as I work along from left, I will see the y equals to x plus 2 or x equals to y minus 2. So y minus 2. Why do I have to make it in terms of x? Because I'm using dx, okay? And then this one will be x equals to y plus 2. Okay, and then the dy sebaliknya lah daripada kosong ke 2. Okay, so this is what you want to integrate. So you try, Okay, let's say you want to use from dy dx. Okay, this is what I mean. Kalau you cari dy, you akan dapat y equals to 0 until y equals to x plus 2, right? X plus 2. And then your x is from negative 2 to 0. But then you have to plus, okay, the right part. The right part, which is y from 0 until y equals to negative x plus 2 now, but then x is from 0 to 2. So two different integration. Answer must be the same lah. You buat yang atas ke, you buat yang bawah ke, the answer must be the same. Because it calculate the exactly the same region. Okay. Okay, question number 6. Evaluate x, y, where R is the region bounded by, okay, so let's sketch the region first. Y equals to 4 over x, so actually you have something like this. And then y equals to x, you have a straight line like this, y equals to x. And then x equals to 4, x equals to 4, let's say this is 4 here. So you have a straight line like this. So bounded by all these 3 is this one, obviously. This is your R. Okay, so for this one, it is easier if you work along y-axis first. Okay, because if you walk along y-axis, you will find this whole curve. And then, okay, so you walk along y-axis, you find this whole curve. Okay, and then you'll find this whole straight line. And then your x will be from whatever value here until 4. So you have to find the value here first. Okay, so this value is intersection, the point of intersection between y equals to 4 over x and y equals to x. So 4 over x equals to x, you will have x squared equals to 4. So x equals to plus minus 2. So this will be 2. And this will be negative 2 lah, negative 2. Okay. So xy dy dx. So y will be from 4 over x until y equals to x. And then the x is from 2 until 4. Okay, so we try for this one, Question number 7. Evaluate. Okay, this one, the answer, the question already given. To evaluate x plus y via dx first. So kena ikut soalan lah. Kena buat dx dahulu. Okay. I don't know whether dx is easy or dy is easy. However, if the questions already give you an order of integration to be evaluate, you have to follow the questions. Okay, jangan ubah. Kalau you ubah, jawapan mesti still sama. Tapi method you dah salah. Okay, you didn't get the answer for the method, you only get the answer for final answer if your answer is correct. Okay, kalau salah juga means semua salah lah, tak ada jawapan langsung. Okay, mungkin jawapan pada integration saja. Satu atau dua markah lah, sorry. Markah untuk integration saja, satu atau dua markah lah kat situ biasanya. Okay, so enclosed by the semicircle. So semicircle and y positive. So this is the semicircle. So x and y. And then the radius is 1. Okay. So as I mentioned, it asks you to do from the x first. So you'll walk along x-axis. So as you walk along x-axis, you'll find this part first, which is the x equals to 1 minus y squared. 1 minus y squared, okay. The negative part, negative 1 minus y squared. Negative 1 minus y squared. Okay, until this part is the positive one, x equals to plus 1 minus y squared, the positive part. And then the y is from 0 until 1. Okay. So you have to integrate as it is. Yang ini tak boleh masukkan, tak boleh tukar kepada apa nama itu? Polar coordinate, because you have not learn about polar coordinate yet. 4.3, 4.4 baru belajar polar coordinate. Okay. So let's say you want to integrate with respect to x, then y is constant. But this y is plus kan, plus. So dapat 01 x squared over 2 plus xy. Because y is constant. Okay. So katalah integrate constant 5 dx, dia akan jadi 5x. X tu akan multiply dekat 5 tu tadi. Okay. So it is what happens here. So negative 1 minus y squared until 1 minus y squared. The dy is still there. Okay. Okay, so you can substitute the value into x. So dia akan jadi kat sini, kalau kuasa 2, hilanglah 1, 2, y kuasa 2 per 2 tambah y, 1 tolak y kuasa 2 tolak, okay, ada lagi kat belakang tu kan, 1 tolak y kuasa 2, negative will be positive also, so the square root will be the square root and the square, dia akan mati lah. Plus minus y 1 minus y squared square root dy. Okay, so this one and this one actually can cancel out. 01 2y 1 tolak y kuasa 2 square root dy. So this is what left, Okay, so from here, actually, you can use substitution. Okay, you might try, Substitute what? Substitute u equals to 1 minus y squared. Okay, don't substitute u equals to 2y. Substitute 1 equals to 2y squared, whatever in the square root. Okay, sebab kita nak matikan square root ni sekarang ni. Okay, we want to make the square root easier to be integrated. Okay, so you substitute u equals to 1 minus y squared. So you will find du dy equals to negative 2y. We have 2y dy here, right? So 2y dy will be negative 1 over 2 du. Okay, so what's left is the 2y dy will become negative 1 over 2 du. The square root will become square root u. So this is what happens after you do the substitution. Okay, I asked you to try, but then okay, so negative 1 over 2 here will be u 3 over 2 3 over 2. But this 0 and 1 is for y just now, right? Y. So you have to substitute back. Negative 1 over 3. What is u? U is 1 minus y squared. 3 over 2. 0 to 1. Negative 1 over 3. Okay, 1 minus 1 will be 0 minus 1. So you will have 1 over 3. Oh, sorry, kat sini dah tak ada This one will be du only. So this one there's no 1 over 2. This one will be negative 2 over 3. Negative 2 over 3. So the answer will be 2 over 3. Okay. So that's how you do the substitution. Substitution technique is very crucial for your final. Okay, there are few questions that use substitution technique. So if you not familiar with the technique, please do some revision for it lah. Okay. Nanti dah sampai bawah ni semua dah betul, tapi teknik tak tahu, and then you cannot get the answer, and then this one 2 to 3 more marks. Okay, so if you left out this one, no, 3 to 4 more marks. Okay, if you left out the substitution technique, then 3-4 markah tu hilang. Okay. Question number 8. Okay, R is the region, the second quadrant between the circle and the line. Okay, so you have a circle and then line y equals to x. So the gradient is positive, the intercept is 3. So you akan ada sini lah. Sini pun 3 kan. Buat sini dulu senang. Okay, so this is 3 here. So it's negative 3, 3 and negative 3. Region, the second quadrant between. So this is your region. Right? Between the circle and the line. So you can do dy dx or dx dy. But the question asks you to do dy dx. So you ni saya padam bawah ni. Okay, so you will walk towards y-axis first. Okay. So if you walk towards y-axis, you will find the straight line, which is the y equals to x plus 3. And then you will find the curve, which is y equals to 9 minus x squared square root. And the curve is on y positive, so the square root will be the positive square root lah. And then the x is from negative 3 until 0 only, halfway kat sini saja kan. So negative 3 until 0. So you may try solve for this one. Question number 9, sketch the curve. Find the area of the region enclosed by. Okay, question number 9, it has one graph, but then 2 region. Okay, the first one is y equals to square root x. So y equals to square root x, or x equals to y squared. Okay, so you'll have something like this. Okay. And then y equals to 2 minus x. Minus is gradient turun ke bawah kan. Okay. This is y, this is x. But let's say this is 2, so you have something like this lah, the gradient turun ke bawah. So this is 2 as well. And then A is the one that enclosed by the y-axis. So the y-axis is here. So this is your A. This is your region for question A. And then B is the one that enclosed by x-axis. So B is this green one lah. Okay. This is question for B. Okay, let's look into A first. The question didn't ask you to walk along x-axis first or y-axis first, so you can choose. And then it asks to find area. So to find area, the integrand is equals to 1. So for A, it is easier if I work towards dy. Kat bawah kan? Okay, because if I work towards dy, then I can have all the curve and then all the straight line. Okay, but if I work towards dx, you imagine this one is you have to imagine. Actually, there's no right or wrong, but then only it makes your work a lot easier, or ataupun lebih susah lagi lah kan. Okay, itu saja. Okay, if you for example, if you choose to have dx first, okay, you akan jumpa the straight line. Okay, you will find this the straight line is equals to 0. However, when you work slightly below, you will get this curve only, and then slightly above you will get this curve only. Okay, so you have to separate the curve between here lah. Okay, maksudnya kena separate kan kat sini, apa dia dekat sini. Okay, or separate that kat sini. Okay, but then if you work towards dy, so you'll find the whole curve which is y equals to square root x, and then the whole straight line which is y equals to 2 minus x. So your x, you find the intersection here lah. Okay, let's find the point of intersection first. So I have square root x equals to 2 minus x. Okay, equal the y. So y sama dengan y, so maksudnya square root x sama dengan 2 minus x. Okay, this one is square kan? Square both sides, you can have x equals to 2 minus x square, or x equals to 4 minus 4x plus x square. So x square minus 5x plus 4 equals to 0. Or x equals to 1. Okay, kalau tak tahu, you guna saja calculator. Find the equation, and then degree 2, and then your a is 1, your b is negative 5, and then your c is 4. So you get x equals to 4 and x equals to 1. So obviously this is 1 lah. Kenapa 1? Sebab kat sini 2, sini mesti 1. Okay. So kalau sini 1, kat sini pun mestilah 1. Okay, sebab dia square root x kan. So if y equals to 1, then square root x. Okay, if x equals to 1, then y must be square root 1, which is 1 also. Okay.
Doktor.
Yeah.
Untuk yang koordinat y dengan x 2 ni, daripada mana?
The question gives you y equals to 2 minus x, right?
Ya. Yeah.
Okay. So 2 ni adalah intercept untuk ni lah, 2 ni intercept ni.
Oh, okay, faham.
Y intercept. Okay, yang 2x ni pula, you masukkan je nilai. Sebab kat sini adalah y kosong. So kalau y kosong, then x equals to 2 as well. Faham
Okay, faham. Thank you.
Alright. Okay, then, apa halaman tadi teh? Mana tadi? Okay, and then for x is from 0 until 1. Okay, because from 0 here until this part only, which is 1 lah. Tadi kita dah cari kan? This one. Where is it 4? Kenapa ada 4 ni pula? Sebab 4 tu actually kalau saya bawa besarkan lagi lukisan saya ni, okay, you imagine dia akan sini lah 4 tu. Tapi saya tak lukis besar-besar Faham Yang 4 ni actually yang bahagian bawah ni. Dia akan jumpa 2 tempat. Satu kan dia macam ni. Satu dia akan jumpa atas, satu dia jumpa bawah. So yang ini adalah 4, yang ini adalah macam ni dia. Yang ini adalah 1 tadi. 1. Okay. Okay, that one is for A. For B, you may try For B, area is still 1. Okay, untuk B ni pula, it's easy if you work towards x-axis first. X-axis, okay, because you imagine lagi sekali, if you work towards x-axis, you will find this whole curve, okay, and then jalan lagi, you akan jumpa this whole straight line. So you dah cover semua region ni, okay. Tapi if you work towards y-axis for B, for B, the green one, you work towards y-axis. Okay, slightly left, you only find this curve. You tak jumpa lagi belah sini ni. Okay, and then you have to work from y-axis, tapi belah kanan sikit baru you jumpa this straight line. Okay, so you have to do two things. Okay, so you have to do 1 plus 2. Okay, or you can strictly choose dx dy, in which you can find this whole curve. The curve tu jadi apa? The curve is x equals to y squared until x equals to, okay, tadi y equals to 2 minus x. So x equals to y, 2 minus y lah. 2 minus 1. So until 2 minus y. And then y kosong ke 1 juga. Okay, sebab you baca ujung sekali kat sini adalah 1. Okay, so make sure when you want to integrate respect to x, your limit must be in terms of x equals to whatever it is. Okay, when you want to differentiate integrate respect to y, so your limit must be in terms of y equals to whatever it is. Y becomes the subject. Okay, so for dx, x become the subject. Sebab tu dia tukar sekarang ni, variable daripada x sekarang jadi pada y pula. Okay, so you may try for this one as well. So the integration part saya rasa tak masalah lah. Okay, sebab dia satu saja kan. Bila integrate satu dapatlah variable tu juga. Kalau integrate terhadap y dapat y. Kalau integrate terhadap x dapat x. Okay, and then just substitute value, integrate again, substitute again, and then you get the answer. Okay. Okay, question number 10 will be the same as question number 9 just now. Sama saja soalan nombor 10 ni. So let's sketch the region first. The curve x equals to negative y squared. Okay, so x equals to negative y squared dia masam pada x kan. So belah sini lah. And then line y equals to x plus 2. So line sama macam tadi juga tapi x plus 2. So sini 2. Pintas gradient dia positif kan, so dia akan naik. Pintasan y-intercept is positive 2. Okay, and then actually you bawa lah bawah sampai ni. Ini yang tadi saya tak lukis penuh. Okay, but then this one saya lukis penuh kerana the 10A is actually the region for 10A is the curve and the line kan. So this whole things lah. So this is your A. And then the region for B is the curve, the line and y-axis. So for B, it is actually yang kecil ni saja. So ini untuk B. Okay. So untuk A, okay, if you imagine for A, it is easier to solve if you work towards x-axis first. Okay, because it can cover all the area in one integral. In one integration, okay? So maksudnya saya akan buat dx dahulu baru dy. And then the question asks you to find area. So area integrand dia adalah 1 So x, if I work towards x-axis, then I will find the straight line first, which is the y equals to x plus 2 or x equals to y minus 2. Okay? And then I will find the curve, which is x equals to negative y squared. And then y is from, okay, whatever this here lah, you have to find. Yang ini apa dia, yang ini pun apa dia, which is the intersection. Okay, so let us find the intersection first. So we have what? We have, let's say this is question number 1, the question number 2, 1 into 2. So we'll have y equals to negative y squared plus 2, or y squared minus y plus y minus 2 equals to 0. So 1 will be y equals to 1 and y equals to negative 2. So negative 2 is here and then 1 is here. 1 is here. Okay, so y is from negative 2 until 1 lah. So we try. Okay, for B, it is easier if you choose to walk towards y-axis first, right? Because untuk B tu kalau y-axis, you akan jumpa curve and then jumpa straight line and then you can cover the whole thing. However, there's however lah in these questions. Okay, let's say you want to choose dy, so must be in terms of y. So y you akan jumpa apa? You akan jumpa the curve kan, which is x equals to negative y squared, or y squared equals to negative x, or y equals to square root negative x, which is undefined. So you cannot do dy dx. Okay, you have to do dx dy also. But then in this type of question, if you do dx dy, then you have to do two integration. Okay, so integration dia saya keluarkan this is the part ni kan. Okay, so this is the first, this is the second, let's say this is the first. Yang ini tadi y equals to what? Y equals to 1. Okay, this one you have to find, which is the x lah. This is 0. If y equals to 1, then your x will be equals to negative 1. Okay, so yang ini negatif 1. So kita akan guna this one So dx, this one first, and then dx, the other one. So dx, the first one will be, will have x equals to negative y squared until x equals to 0. Okay, this one is x equals to 0 lah. The y-axis is x equals to 0 And then the y is from 0 until 1 again. 0 until 1. Plus, okay, you have to plus. Yang atas punya pula. Yang ini yang bawah punya tadi. Yang atas punya you akan jumpa the straight line. Straight line is x equals to y minus 2. Y minus 2 until y equals to x equals to 0. And then the y is from 1 until yang atasnya tadi apa? 2 kan? Okay, this is 2. 1 until 2. So this is what you want to try to solve. Okay? Faham So far, do you have any question? Okay, tak ada.
Yang B tu saya tak dapat imagine lah.
Yang saya keluarkan ni you boleh faham tak? Yang ini. You boleh faham tak kenapa saya keluarkan macam ni?
Yang 1, 2 tu tak faham juga.
Okay, 1, 2 tu daripada yang ini tau. Daripada yang biru ni. Okay, this from this blue one. Okay, I take out the blue one and then it becomes like this lah. Okay, kenapa dia boleh jadi macam tu? Ini blue one Kenapa dia boleh jadi macam tu? You imagine
Okay.
You ada separuh kat bawah tu adalah curve. So separuh kat bawah ni adalah yang curve. And then separuh ke atas tu adalah straight line. Separuh ke atas ni adalah straight line.
Okay,
Okay, and then this one is the y-axis.
Alright.
Okay. So saya pisahkan 1 dan 2 ni. Kenapa? Sebab kalau saya jalan daripada dx, daripada dx yang bawah sikit lah. Bawah sikit saya akan jumpa the curve only. Saya tak jumpa yang atas ni straight line ni. Okay. So saya akan cover area 1 dahulu. So area 1 this whole things lah. And then plus I have to find the second region also kan. Sebab soalan dia nak semua region ni. So plus you work towards x-axis tapi atas sikit. Atas sikit you akan jumpa the straight line.
Okay, faham.
Straight line only. You tak jumpa dah curve. Curve tu kat bawah. Straight line tu kat atas. So bila naik atas sikit you akan jumpa straight line saja. So you akan cover 2 area. Tetapi untuk mengambil the whole area for the B lah. For region B. Okay. So yang tinggal lagi yang macam mana nak cari limit ni, you have to imagine yourself work lah. So kalau you walk along x-axis, yang first dia akan jumpa curve dahulu. Curve tu adalah x equals to negative y squared kan? So x equals to negative y squared.
Okay.
Until x equals to 0. Kenapa
0.
X equals to 0? Sebab x tu pada x equals to 0 is y-axis lah. Okay, this one is y-axis And then the y, you baca saja y tu daripada kosong hingga yang inilah, yang ini adalah point of intersection tadi. Point of intersection tadi kita dah cari kan, which is y equals to 1, y equals to -2. -2 tu kat bawah. So yang satu tu adalah yang tengah-tengah ni lah.
Okay, faham doktor. Terima kasih.
Alright. Okay, and then the second one also the same lah. Alright, ada soalan lain lagi? Okay, so tak ada soalan, kita proceed with question 11. Use a double integral to find the volume. Now we are going to find the volume. So volume is different than area. Kalau area tadi, dia punya integrand satu kan? Okay, untuk volume pula dia punya integrand is fxy lah. What is fxy? Fxy is z. Z equals to fxy. Okay, there's a difference between area and volume. Use the double integral to find the volume bounded by, okay, so you are the x plus y plus 2z equals to 6. So obviously your z is 6 minus x minus y over 2. So this is your fxy. Maksudnya yang itulah akan jadi kat tengah-tengah ni. Okay, tinggal lagi either you want to use dy dx or dx dy. So yang ini tak ada masalah. You boleh buat dua-dua. Kenapa? Okay, because the region, 2D region is when z equals to 0. 2D region is not always, but for double integral, it is on xy plane. So xy plane happens when z equals to 0. Okay, so kalau z equals to 0, you akan dapat apa? X plus y equals to 6 kan? X plus y equals to 6. Okay. Or kalau dalam 2D, you akan dapat something like this lah. Ni 6, ni pun 6. Okay. So this is your region R. And then this is the x plus y equals to 6. Okay. So let's say I choose to work towards y first. So bila saya jalan y, daripada bawah saya akan jumpa straight line ni dahulu kan, which is y equals to 0. Until this one, which is y equals to 6 minus x. And then the x is from 0 to 6. Okay, so you may try to solve for this one, for the volume. Okay, question number 11, at 12. That one is 11. So for 12 pun sama juga. Find the volume of the solid under the parabolic. So the z is already been given, which is the x squared plus y squared. Okay, tinggal lagi dx dy atau dy dx. Above the triangle enclosed by the x-axis, y-axis, and the line x plus y equals to 1. So actually, dia sama macam tadi lah tu. X-axis, y-axis, x plus y equals to 1 is here lah. Ni satu, ni pun satu. Okay. Soalan yang sama macam tadi. So kalau y, saya akan dapat y kosong hingga x plus y equals to 1 or y equals to 1 minus x. And then x is from 0 to 1. So you may try this one. The z only become the integrand. Okay. Z tu tak ada kena-mengena dengan region. Dia hanya jadi integrand saja. Okay, question number 13. Okay, question number 13 has already been given in terms of sketching. In terms of graph, to have 2, 1, and 1. Okay, so this is your region R. And then volume. Z equals to fxy, volume. Fxy, dy, dx. So let's say I choose to work towards dy first. Okay, so kalau saya bawa keluar, saya akan dapat sini apa? X, ni y. So x tu yang satu, y tu yang 2. So dia akan jadi macam ni lah. Okay. Okay, you don't know the equation kan? Actually daripada ni you boleh dapat equation lah. Okay, y equals to mx plus c. Okay, and then this c is 2, y equals to mx plus 2. And then you have to find the m lah. M, masih 1 tolak 2. This is 0, 2, this is 1, 0, okay. 0 minus 2 over 1 minus 0, negative 2. Okay, so y equals to negative 2x plus 2. Okay, this is the equation y equals to negative 2x plus 2. So y is from 0 until negative 2x plus 2, and then x is from 0 to 1. So what is the integrand here? The question does not give you the integrand, but then you have to find out from the sketching. Okay, so sekarang you ada y sama dengan negative 2x tambah 2. Okay, tapi kalau you nak tambah z lagi, kalau 2 actually sama dengan 2. Okay, you tak tambah z lagi, z this happens when z equals to 1 kan. So kalau sini 2, nak jadikan z tu sama 1, so dia akan dapat tambah 2z lah. Okay, so this is actually the equation, the whole equation for the apa nama ni, the curve lah, the solid, okay, the tetrahedron to be exact. Okay, so 2z plus y plus 2x equals to 2, ataupun kalau you want to find x equals to 1 betul, y equals to 2 betul, z equals to 1 betul. Okay, so what is z? Z equals to 2 minus y minus 2x minus 2x minus y over 2. So this is your integrand. Okay, so this is what you want to try to solve for question number 13. Okay, last question for this exercise. Oh, not the last question, there's still another question. Okay, question 14. Find the volume of the solid in figure 2. So volume, the figure 2, z is what? Z equals 1 minus x squared square root n. And then since it's half above, so the z is positive lah, positive square root. So let's say I choose to find again dy dx. So y will be, okay, kita keluarkan. You akan nampak this quarter circle kan actually in this xy plane, the quarter circle. Okay, so when you work towards y is from 0 until y equals to 1 minus x squared square root, the positive square root only, and then the x is from 0 until 1. Okay, try to solve for this one. Okay, see, actually it is easier if you choose dy. Okay, because this whole thing will be constant. So bila dia constant, you akan integrate darab je dengan y. Tapi kalau you choose to have x first, then you cannot solve for this one lah, because it is not constant. Then you have to use substitution whatsoever. Okay, so choose dy first. Okay, so for question 15 until 18, it is a reverse of the order of integration. The question asks you to reverse the order of integration. Okay, you cannot reverse directly just like that. Maksudnya depan ke belakang, belakang ke depan. No, you have to sketch your region, and then if the question asks you to work towards x, y, x dahulu, and then you reverse lah, you work towards y pula. Okay, so for example this one, you have x equals to y minus 2. Okay, so you have something like this. This is 2. And then x equals to 0 is here. Okay, so you as you work towards x-axis, you will find this line and then this line. And then y is from 0 until 2. So this is your whole region lah, your region R. Now, the same region, but you work towards y dahulu. Okay, you work towards y first. So f xy dy dx. So as you work towards y, you will find this one, which is y equals to 0, until the straight line, which is y equals to x plus 2. Okay, and then the x is from, okay, whatever value here. Kalau sini 2, sini negatif 2 lah. Macam mana dapat negatif 2 ni? You masukkan nilai saja. Okay, masukkan nilai pada kat sini. Because that one is when y equals to 0. So when y equals to 0, x plus 2 equals to 0, or x equals to negative 2. So negative 2 lah. So x is from negative 2 until 0. So this is your answer. Okay, you don't have to evaluate because this is fxy. Fxy you cannot integrate pun. Okay, so the answer only wants you to find the new limit. Okay, after the reverse. So question number 16, 17, and 18, you may do it yourself. Okay, just because the answer is already been given kan semuanya. Okay, first of all, please catch it first. Okay, do not straightly change the order. For example, contoh ni tadi kan, you nak tukar daripada dy tu, you ambil je y tolak 2 ke 0, 02 fxy dy dx. Okay, so yang ini dia jadi salah lah. Kenapa? Because the outer limit must always be constant. Must always be constant. So yang ini constant ke? Tak kan? Because it is a function. So saya nampak je macam ni, saya tahu dah salah. So saya tak perlu nak tengok benda lain dah. Okay, saya pangkal je besar-besar. Okay, so make sure you sketch your region first and then you work. Kalau dia tadi jalan X, you now are going to walk towards Y. And vice versa. Okay. Okay, that's all for 4.3. Okay, the double integral in non-rectangular region. So we go straightly to exercise 4.4. Exercise 4.4 is about polar coordinate. Double integral as well, but then it is in polar coordinate. Okay, question number 1 to 5. Again, it asks you to sketch the region of integration and evaluate the iterated integral. Okay, let's say I go straightly to question number 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tu sama saja semua. You boleh buat sendirilah. Kita pergi question number 5 straightly. So you have what? You have pi over 2 until pi. And then you have 0, 2 plus 2 sine theta. And then r squared cos theta dr d theta. Okay, so we are going to solve for dr first. So solving for dr makes our cos theta become a constant. Okay. So dr dia akan jadi cos theta ni saya buat keluar. Saya nak solvekan r cos 2 saja. It will be r to the power of 3 over 3 from 0 until 2 plus 2 sine theta d theta. Okay, 1 over 3 tu saya bawa keluar juga. Sebab it's only a constant. Okay. And then cos theta 2 plus 2 sin theta. Masukkan nilai lah. 2 plus 2 sin theta to the power of 3 minus 0, 0 lah. Okay, so this is what you want to integrate further. Okay, for this one, dia ada kuasa 3 kan. You can always open the bracket. However, it is very tedious for you to do to the power of 3. Kalau to the power of 2 tu okay lagi. Boleh buka bracket dan darab-darab semua. Okay. What you can do here is you use substitution. Again, substitution. Senang. Okay, because you have sine and then you have cos. Beza sine dapat cos. Beza cos dapat sine. Okay, so bila you nampak benda macam tu yang when you want to differentiate one function, you will get the other function. Then you can use substitution, okay? So let u equals to 2 plus 2 sin theta. 2 plus 2 sin theta only, without the to the power of 3. Sebab kalau ambil power 3 tu juga, dia tak jadi apalah. Okay, because power of 3 tu dia memang kat situ. Okay. Sekarang kita nak tukarkan yang ini, kita nak tukarkan dia akan jadi u kuasa 3. Okay, tapi cos tu jadi macam mana? So, kita tengok So du d theta will be, bezakan 2 dapat kosong, bezakan 2 sin theta dapat cos lah, 2 cos theta. Okay, and then you tengok kat sini, cos theta ada kat sini kan, cos theta ada kat sini, d theta pun ada kat sini. So you left cos theta d theta here. Okay, the rest you bring to your left hand side. You'll have 1 over 2 du. Okay, so you substitute the 2 plus 2 sin theta to the power of 3 becomes u to the power of 3. And then this one will become 1 over 2 du. Okay, or kalau saya tulis balik, actually it will be like this. U to the power of 3 1/2 du. This 1/2 and 1/3 ni boleh darab. Okay, so daripada 1/6 saja. Okay, saya buatlah satu-satu nanti awak keliru pula. Okay, and then you can integrate. Very easy to integrate u to the power of 3. It becomes u to the power of 4/4 kan? Then substitute pi/2 until pi. But then you don't substitute yet this, okay? Because you have to, the pi is for theta kan tadi kan? The limit pi/2 until pi is for theta. So you have to substitute back your u into theta, which is 2 plus 2 sin theta to the power of 4. Okay. Then baru dapatlah jawapan dia. Masukkan nilai saja. Sin pi will be 0. So 2 to the power of 4 will be 16 minus sin pi/2 will be 1. So 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 to the power of 4 will be 256. Okay, so 16 minus 256. Bagi 24 lagi, dapatlah jawapan dia negatif 10. Okay, that one for question number 5 lah. Negative 10. Okay, let's go further to question number 6. Use a double integrand polar coordinate to find the area of the region enclosed by the quadrant in the fourth quadrant. Okay, ni tak ada masalah lah ni because it's already give you in the fourth quadrant. So fourth quadrant, kalau pakai quadrant ni, 2, 3, 4. Fourth quadrant is here. It is always from theta equals to 3 pi/2 until theta equals to 2 pi. Okay. So 3 pi per 2 hingga 2 pi. And then the r is 0 until 2 minus 2 sin theta. Okay. Don't forget the dA now become r dr d theta. Dia ada r kat sini eh. Okay, tadi dA ada dua saja kan yang tahu, which is dy dx or dx dy. Okay, so for double for polar coordinates it is r dr d theta. So ada 3 lah. Okay, 3 types of dA. Okay, so you try for this one. So let's go into question number 7. Show that one of the petal of the rows r equals to 5 sin 3 theta is situated between the tangent line theta equals to 4 pi/3 and theta equals 5 pi/3. Hence find the area of the rows in third and fourth quadrant. So actually the Ross curve untuk dia macam ni lah tu. Okay. So third quadrant is here, fourth quadrant is here. So actually dia nak suruh cari yang inilah. Okay, yang inilah yang dia kata theta equals to 4 pi/3 and theta equals to 5 pi/3. Okay, now it asks you to prove. How do you want to prove? Okay, you let your r equals to 0. Okay, because if you let your r equals to 0, then you can find all the angle here lah. Theta ini sama dengan apa, theta ini sama dengan apa. You can find all this angle. This one and this one, this one and this one. And then eventually we'll find that theta equals to pi/3 and theta equals to 5 pi/3. For example, 5 sin 3 theta equals to 0. So sin 3 theta equals to 0. Or 3 theta equals to sin 0. Starting with 0. And then you plus pi for every pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4 pi and 5 pi. Okay, so theta will be 0, pi/3, 2 pi/3, 3 pi/3 is pi, and then 4 pi/3, and then 5 pi/3. So this is the in the third quadrant, in the fourth quadrant. Okay, so the area is actually equals to the limit has already been given, 4 pi/3 until 5 pi/3. And then it's from 0 until 5 sin 3 theta. R dr d theta. So you try for this one. Okay, so for R actually, kalau untuk contoh tadi, for X you work towards this one, right? Dx is towards x-axis, dy towards y-axis, okay? And R is actually you start with from this origin, and then you can go anywhere. So dr, you can go anywhere until you reach the curve. Okay, for example this one lah, kita start dari sini, and then you pergilah mana-mana pun, you akan jumpa curve yang sama, which is the Ross curve. And then this Ross curve is actually R equals to 5 sine 3 theta. Okay. Okay, question number 8. Use double integral in polar coordinate to find the area of the region inside the circle. So circle dia apa? Dia jari 2. And then above the line y equals to 1. Kalau sini 2, 1 tu separuh lah kan. So this one. Okay, this is the R that the question asks you to find. Okay, so obviously you have to find this theta. Ni katalah ni theta A. And then another one is this theta. Okay, another one is this theta. Katalah ni theta B. Okay, kena carilah theta tu dahulu. Okay, so how to find the theta? You equate your equation. The first equation is what? First equation is x squared plus y squared equals to 4 or r equals to 2 kan. Tukar dalam bentuk polar And then second equation is y equals to 1 or r sin theta equals to 1. Okay, samakan the first equation, the second equation, 1 in 2 or 2 in 1, whatever it is. Okay, so maksudnya dia akan dapat 2 sin theta equals to 1 or sin theta equals to 1 over 2 or theta equals to sine 1 over 2. So tekanlah calculator. Make sure your calculator is in terms of radian. Do not use degree. Everything must be in radian. So we get pi over 6. Okay, so if this is pi over 6, yang ini obviously pi minus pi over 6 lah kan, which is 5 pi over 6. Okay. So your integration is from pi over 6 until 5 pi over 6. The R, again, macam saya kata tadi, R mesti start daripada origin ni kan. Okay, as you walk along mana-mana punya jalan, R, you akan jumpa the straight line first. Straight line is what? The straight line is R equals to sine, R sin theta equals to 1. Okay. R sin theta equals to 1 or R equals to 1 over sin theta, which is become cosecant theta. So dia akan pergi jumpa the straight line which is the cosecant theta until dia akan jumpa the circle, which is circle is R equals to 2. Okay, and then area kan R dr d theta. So this is what you want to try to find, try to solve. Okay. So make sure when you're dealing with polar coordinates, you have to change your equation into polar coordinate equation, which is R and theta only. Contoh macam tadi lah, y equals to 1, y itu apa? Y is R sin theta. So you have already learned about polar coordinates in 1.5, right? So formula yang you belajar dalam 1.5 tu, the x squared plus y squared equals to r squared, the x equals to r cos theta, and then y equals to r sin theta. You will use this one lah to solve for double integral in polar coordinates. That's why y equals to 1 becomes r sin theta equals to 1. Tapi the equation must be in terms of r kan? R. So r equals to whatever it is. R is equals to 1 over sine. Kalau bawa sine pindah ke sebelah, jadilah daripada darab jadi bahagi. So 1 per sine tu sama juga dengan cosecant. So dia akan jumpa garis lurus dahulu, which is r equals to cosecant theta, and then it will find the circle, which is r equals to 2. Okay, and then the theta, kita dah cari tadi, theta is the angle of intersection in between the straight line and the circle. So theta equals to pi over 6 until 5 pi over 6. Okay, you solve for that one, you get the answer lah. Okay, next question. Question number 9. Okay, use polar coordinate to evaluate the double integral. R is the region enclosed by the semicircle, y equals to 9, semicircle, y equals to 9 squared. So this one lah. So radius is 3. So obviously when you want to change into polar coordinates, this y equals to 9 minus x squared is x squared plus y squared equals to 9, or r squared equals to 9, or r equals to 3. Okay, so your r must start with 0, 0, which is included in your region. So r dr d theta, exponent negative 2, x squared plus y squared become r squared. Okay, then dr will be from 0 until r equals to 3. The theta, straightly lah, sini kosong, sini pi kan, kosong hingga pi. So to solve for this one, again you have to use substitution. You substitute apa? You boleh substitute the power. Substitute the power Okay, so let's say you let u equals to negative 2r squared. Okay, so du dr will be negative 4r. Okay, and then you have r dr here. Okay, r dr is equals to negative 1 over 4 du. Okay, so you tukar kosong hingga pi, kosong hingga 3. Tadi eksponen dah jadi eksponen u, r dr become negative 1 over 4 du. D theta is still there. So 1 over 4 ni boleh buat keluar. Negative 1 over 4, 0 pi. Okay, and then you want to integrate eksponen u. Integrate eksponen u dapat eksponen u lah juga. Okay. But then before you substitute the value of 0 until 3, you have to substitute back the u equals to negative 2r squared tu. Okay, exponent negative 2r to the power of 2 from 0 until 3. Okay, 3 kuasa 2, 9, 9 negatif 18. So, exponent negatif 18. Tolak. Eksponen kosong. Eksponen kosong berapa? 1. Okay. So, still integrate respect to theta. So, integrate respect to theta dapat theta lah juga ni. So, 1 over 4. 1 minus exponent negative 18. Theta is from 0 to pi. Here you'll get your answer lah. Which is equals to pi over 4, 1 minus exponent negative 18. Okay, so again you have to familiarize yourself with what technique that you have to use in solving the integration. Sometimes you have to use substitution. Okay, so for there are many techniques of integration. There is substitution, there are the by parts, there are the using partial fraction. Okay, but then in your final you will use substitution sahaja, and then ada few questions lah. Few questions, not only one question, I think. Okay, so make sure you master yourself in substitution. Okay, let's move to question 10. Okay, where R is the second and first quadrant bounded by x equals to 0. So x equals to 0 yang ini, which is the y-axis. And then y equals to x is this one, y equals to x. And okay, sebenarnya dia macam ni lah. Dia ada satu bulatan, tapi dia tak ambil bulatan tu. Okay, dia macam a slice of pizza tu kan. Pizza slice. Okay. x squared plus y squared equals to 4, and then this one is y equals to x. Okay, when you want to change into polar coordinates, means the x squared plus y squared equals to 4, it becomes r equals to 2 lah. Okay, and then the y equals to x ni actually only the angle lah. So angle ini separuh pi over 2. So separuh lagi it will be theta equals to pi over 4. Okay. So the angle is from pi over 4 until pi over 2. Because only on the first quadrant kan dia nak separuh kat situ. And then 0 to 2. 2 plus r squared. R dr d theta. Okay, so again, this one you have to use substitution to solve. So you may try lah. Okay, because I've already shown you how to use substitution. You may try for this one. Okay, question 11. Evaluate the iterative integral by converting to polar coordinate. Okay, so it is easier if you can sketch the region back. Okay, you jangan straightly tukar apa? You jangan change the equation to polar coordinate straightly lah. Kecuali yang tengah ni that yes, you can change to polar coordinate straightly. But then the region always sketch again. Okay, so kalau sketch yang ini dia akan jumpa apa? Y kan? Y equals to 0 is here. And then y equals to the square root, which is half ni lah. And then the x is negative 3 until 3. So actually it is half circle. Okay, half circle. So half circle ni senang lah. Dia akan jadi r equals to 3 lah. Okay, and then obviously this one is theta equals to 0 until theta equals to pi. So you nak tukar, you tukar 0 until pi, 0 until 3. Macam tu saja. Okay. And then the x squared plus y squared. Yang x squared plus y squared ni you guna equation untuk tukar, which is it become r squared. And then the dy dx become r dr d theta. Okay. Student often left out this r lah. Biasa student terlupa. Sebab dA kan saya kata tadi, dia ada 3. dy dx, dx dy, atau r dr d theta. Bukan dr d theta saja, tapi r dr d theta. So this r and this r boleh darab lah. So r kuasa 3, dr d theta, 0,3, 0 pi. It's very easy to solve this one rather than yang soalan atas tu. Apabila ada square root ni, biasa kita akan tukar kepada polar lah. Okay. Question 12 pun sama juga. Okay, so kita lukis dahulu. Dia akan jalan dx. Okay, works along towards x, dx first, and then it find x equals to negative 1 minus y squared square root, which is this one lah. Okay, and then the y is from negative 1 until 1. So, okay, this is the half circle of your region. So converting to polar, you'll get from pi until 3 pi over 2 line in. Pi over 2 until 3 pi over 2. Because this one is pi over 2, here is 3 pi over 2. And then your r is 0 to 1 because the circle radius 1 will be r equals to 1. So integrand will be x squared plus y squared square root will be r, and then dx dy will be r dr d theta. So again, this one will be r squared. Okay. Question number 13, 0, 3, 0, 3x minus x squared square root dy dx. Okay, so again, kita sketch dahulu. Sketching work towards dy, so dy daripada bawah, dia akan jumpa y equals to 0, which is this one, y equals to 0 until y equals to 3x minus x squared square root. Ini apa dia? equation ni dia akan jadi y squared equals to 3x minus x squared or x squared plus y squared equals to 3x. Okay, if I change to polar, I will get r squared equals to 3r cos theta kan. X is r cos theta. Or I will have r equals to 3 cos theta. So my r, 3 cos theta is actually a circle on the x-axis positive sebab dia positif kan. So actually the circle here lah. Tapi dia square root kan. Square root tu maksud dia circle ni dia ambil belah atas saja. Because it is square root y positive. So it is only the half above. Okay. And then the x is from 0 until 3. So actually this one will be 3. This one will be 3 over 2. 3 over 2. So r equals to 3 cos theta. Okay, so dy dx will be r, dr d theta. Again, your r, you daripada kosong, kosong tu termasuk dalam awak punya region. So 0 until you go everywhere. Anywhere you go, you will find the r equals to 3 cos theta. And then the theta is from 0 until pi over 2. Because this is 0, this is pi over 2. Okay, it's occupied only the first quadrant. First quadrant tu kosong hingga pi per 2 lah. Okay, so you have to try solve for this integration. Ada yang tanya soalan ke tadi macam ada yang buka mic dia? Ada? Okay. Question 14. Kita cubalah jawab semua soalan ni kalau sempat sebab dah ada setengah jam ni sempat ni insyaAllah. So again, this dx dy, dia straightly jadi r dr d theta. So this x squared plus y squared will be s sin r squared. Okay, the region. Kita kena lukis semula. The original questions work towards x-axis first because the x, right? So as it works toward x-axis, it will find x equals to 0. Limit yang bawah ni, x equals to 0. Until x equals to 1 minus y squared square root or x squared plus y squared equals to 1. So actually, this is a, apa ni? This one lah. A circle, half circle. Okay. And then y is from negative 1 until 1. So full half circle kat sini lah. Okay, so this one is r equals to 1. Okay, from here means r equals to 1. So 0 until 1. Okay, for the theta, this is negative pi over 2. This is pi over 2. Okay. Yang ini you tak boleh ambil 3 pi over 2 because the below limit must be less than the upper limit. Okay, upper limit tu dah pi over 2. So jangan ambil 3 pi per 2. 3 pi per 2 tu is when you work towards counterclockwise kan. Now your theta, your angle must be read counterclockwise. So counterclockwise kat sini adalah negative pi over 2 until pi over 2. Contoh So again this one you have to use substitution. Kenapa? Sebab these are, you tak boleh darab kat sini. Masih kena merahkan baru you nampak ni. These are, okay, you cannot multiply to the r squared because r squared belongs to sign. Okay, so again, whatever in the sign, it will be, if it's r squared, then it will be r squared until the end. Unless you do, what you call it? Identity operation to it only. Okay, tapi darab, tolak, tambah semua tak jadi apa-apa. Okay, it will not change the r squared. It will still be r squared. Okay, so you have to use substitution. You let u equals to r squared lah. Then this one will be sin u. So du dr will be 2r. Okay, so try. The next one you try lah. Gantikan sebagai apa and then get the answer. Okay, question number 15. If whatever I ask you to try and you cannot get the answer, you can ask me later through WhatsApp. Okay, don't worry. Okay, so question number 15. Find the volume of the solid bounded by the paraboloid z equals to x minus 2 x squared plus y squared and the plane z equals to 0. So kalau volume, dia kan z equals to fxy kan. So this z will be x equals to 2, x squared plus y squared will be r squared. So r dr d theta. Okay, now you have to find dr paraboloid. Okay, so bentuk paraboloid ni apa? Bentuk since it's negative, so dia masam ke bawah, tapi dia ada 8, so dia kena naik 8 sini lah. Okay, so this is the curve actually. So this is your region R. Okay, kalau saya bawa keluar, saya akan ada circle. Okay, this circle, or if you cannot sketch, question often asks you to sketch, but if you cannot sketch, the region R happens when z equals to 0. So x minus 2 x squared plus y squared equals to 0, or 2 x squared plus y squared equals to 8, or x squared plus y squared equals to 4. So jari dia 2 lah, or r equals to 2. So it will be from 0 until 2, and then theta is from 0 until 2 pi, because it's the whole circle. Okay, so this one you can multiply, boleh, sebab dia cuma polinomial biasa, dia bukan square root ataupun exponent ke apa kan, dia bukan sine, bukan cos. Okay, then you can multiply lah. So it will be v equals to 0 until 2 pi, 0 to xr minus 2r to the power of 3 gr d theta. So this is what you want to solve. Okay, for question number 15. Two more questions. Okay, question 16. Find the volume of the solid bounded by the cone and the xy plane. So volume lagi. Z equals to 4 minus 2 x squared plus y squared square root will be r lah. Okay, and then the dy dx is r dr d theta. So again your r, kita lukislah dulu kalau nak nampak. And then it is a cone, sebab cone tu negative z, so negative z dia menghala ke bawah, but then dia ada 4 kan, so dia naik 4. Dia menghala ke bawah, dia naik 4. Okay, this is a circle. The circle happens when z equals to 0. Okay, the circle is the region R lah, which when z equals to 0, then 4 minus 2 x squared plus y squared square root equals to 0. Okay, or 4 equals to 2 x squared plus y squared square root, x squared plus y squared square root equals to 2, or x squared plus y squared equals to 4. Okay, r equals to 2. So actually jari dia 2. Okay, so your r is from 0 until 2 and the theta is from 2 pi. Okay, so this is what you want to solve. For question number 16. 17 pun sama juga, kosong hingga 2 pi juga ni, 17, because it's just a hemisphere. Okay, hemisphere jari 3 lah dekat square root 9 kan. Okay, and then the hemisphere is on z positive only, but then the region is still this circle. Okay, region R masih juga circle yang sama. So volume will be your volume. So to find volume, z equals to fxy. So 9 minus x squared minus y squared square root r dr d theta. So dr is from this is 3, right? 0 to 3, and then theta is from 0 to. So yang ini kena tukar. Yang ini akan jadi 9 minus r squared r dr d theta. Okay, so again this one you have to use substitution. Okay. Okay, since this is the last question, let us solve for this one. Let u equals to 9 minus r squared. So du dr will be 0 minus 2r. So r dr is here. So r dr is negative 1 over 2 du. Okay. So what happens is 0 to 2 pi, 0 to 3, the square root become square root u. The negative 1 over 2, I always like to bring the constant outside. Okay, negative 1 over 2. And then du d theta. So we solve for this one first. Okay, u 3/2 per 3/2. Okay, negative 1 over 3, 0 to 5. Okay, when you substitute the value of 3, 9 minus 9 will be 0. 0 minus, when you substitute the value of 0, 9 will be 9 equals 3/7. Okay, so 27 d theta. So ini akan jadi 9 lah, negatif, tinggal lagi theta is from 0 until 2 pi, so you'll have 18 pi. So that is your answer. Question number 17. Okay, so that's it. Basically, we have finished 4.4, and we have finished all the double integral. Okay, after this, next week we will look into triple integral. Okay.